Every year in the NFL, it's a new team. As far as goals go, we have one. Putting the f***ing ring on our finger.
Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer Podcast. This is Rob Phillips.
I'm Molly Day.
Today is, apparently today is the end of the world, from what I've been hearing. So, does the calendar even matter anymore?
I don't know, maybe for posterity.
Here's what I'm asking, America. Here's what I'm asking. Don't kill each other yet and blow stuff up until after the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. I know.
I know I'm being selfish, but I haven't seen the Buccaneers in the playoffs in so long. Has it been 13 years?
Yeah.
And we're going to win. And we're going to win. We haven't won since 2002. It's been, 18 years? 2003, really.
Just a few weeks. Just hold it off.
Just hold it off, man. Hold it off.
Please.
Put your pitchforks down.
Let's watch some football, guys.
I know. Maybe that's what we need. We need a something unifying, a big football game that everybody could be invested in or something. You know? Yeah. Hey, I threw it out there in America. Y'all do what you want with it. I'm just saying. All right, we got a good show for you today. We got some fact checks and follow-ups. Molly has been scouring our talk that we did, our podcast. She's doing every jot and tittle.
Nope.
And
wasn't me.
It's going to be.
We asked people to do it, so they did it for us. And,
hey, we're going to find out how much correction we actually need. Then we've got some preview or review of the last week's game, which was against the Atlanta Falcons. Watched all 22.
You had to think about it a second.
Yeah, my brain ain't working right. But actually, maybe that's not true. My brain is working like it normally does, which is it ain't right. How about that?
Maybe.
But when I say my brain's not working right, it's a relative term. It's not working right compared to Einstein. How about that? Okay. And then we're going to do some news. We got some good news for you. Molly's going to catch us up on all the happenings with the Buccaneers. Mm-hmm. And then she's going to tell us about the preview with the Redskins.
I cannot wait.
The Washington
football team.
The WTFs.
The WTF. I prefer that.
The what the eeps.
Yeah.
All right. Fact check and follow up. What you got?
Okay, fact check. Brady threw 12 interceptions, not 13. So.
Who said 13?
I did.
I knew that. I just wanted you to say it on air. Get that out there permanently. So who was wrong?
Moving on. It was Winfield that stopped that long touchdown. I think we couldn't remember whether it was Sean Murphy-Bunting or Winfield. But it was Winfield.
It was Winfield, yeah. That 62-yard run by... It wasn't a touchdown, though.
It could have been.
It almost was.
Yeah, almost was.
Yes. And that was... I looked at that during the game, watching the game film, and you said it looked like JPP was being held. I couldn't see it. It looked like the guy had hold of his arms and kind of was holding them up, but it's not really technical holding. The issue with that was... I think it was Whitehead missed a tackle.
Mm. That'll do it.
Yep, that's what sprung dude. Was it Edo Smith or? I don't know. Anyhow, yeah, so we got that long run basically over a missed tackle. Yeah, it might have been Todd Gurley.
Can't remember
either.
And this is the last one. We talked about Anthony Lynn with the Chargers getting fired, and we thought, oh, yeah, I thought he was kind of a good coach. But apparently he was bad at clock management and timeout usage, per one of our Twitter listeners. Thank you for sharing that. And then, so I looked into it a little bit more, and there was the clock management and the timeout issue. And then there was also criticism that they were unable to finish games. They lost 9 out of 11 of their losses by 1 score. So, and then, but this part is even worse, which I was like, whoa, you thought our special teams were bad? They missed 12 kicks, which was Three extra points, 9 field goals. They had 3 blocked punts, which 2 were returned for touchdowns.
Holy crap.
And they had a blocked field goal returned for a touchdown.
I've never understood that, why teams don't focus on blocking punts more often, because when you block a punt, it's almost a guaranteed touchdown after that, no matter how far away it is, because there's nobody back there, and the punter ain't going to stop you. Mm-mm. He's usually laying on the ground. Yeah, and, I say that our special team sucks. Our special team doesn't suck. It's just the weakest link on our team. It's the thing that could use the most improvement, and it could bite us.
Yeah.
And it's not the scheme of it. It's not the coaching. Well, that's debatable, but it's really just the attitude of the players out there. They're just not tackling and blocking. Mm-hmm.
Just not executing, and it doesn't seem to be a high priority for them.
No, and I don't think it is with Arians either.
Right.
Arians' priority is throwing that ball and catching it. I mean, that's scheming, offensive schemes. And he's not a big run guy. He's not a big defense guy. He lets the defense do whatever they want. He doesn't care. And he really doesn't pay any attention to special teams. As long as the field goal kicker kicks and the punter kicks it pretty decent, and
he doesn't care. That's his bar.
Right. Just something we got to live with. You can't be perfect in everything. And I did, on the things I found interesting this week, I pointed out a couple of it was so funny. It was Keyshawn Vaughn on the kick returns. And of course we ran it out and we got it to like the 28, 27, somewhere in that area, 26. We went past the 25-yard line, which to me that's the minimum you need to do if you're going to run it. And so people could say, wow, we got a 28-yard kick return or whatever. So yeah, but they kicked it. Atlanta's kicker is horrible. I mean, he never got it in the end zone. Our returner, yeah, he was normally fielding it at like the 5-yard line. And so he started off at like the 5-yard line every time. But there was twice where I had to check my notes when I was watching it. I was like, I swear to God, this exact same thing just happened, but we kicked it off. And 49 on their team, I can't remember his name. He goes running down the field, right? We're set up to block him. And Keyshawn Vaughn just gets knocked right out of the way. And 49, I want to say, Sherrod Neeson, it was 46, 49. He, basically he didn't make the tackle there, but he caused the runner to run into a bunch of people. And then we didn't have anybody blocked, and so they just swarmed him. Then a few kicks later, the same exact thing happened. Keyshawn Vaughn trying to block 46 or 49, whatever his name, Sherrod Neeson. The guy just pushes him right out of the way. But this time he made the tackle, and it was just like there was no resistance at all. Let's put it that way. And it's that kind of stuff that could be damaging to us. I mean, you look at the Detroit game, we shut them out defensively, offensively, but their only score was against our special teams. Mm-hmm. The New Orleans Saints killed us on special teams, both games. They got great field position because they were returning the ball 30, 40 yards every time. Yep.
And in turn, we had really crappy field position because they were punting it.
Right. And plus, we couldn't block them or we wouldn't block them. Whatever. It's really an attitude thing. I really think that most of the guys on special team, this is all pure speculation, they feel like they're not important, that it's not, Bruce Arians doesn't really care much about it. It doesn't seem to be something that they put a lot of attention to detail into.
Yeah.
And so everybody out there. Yeah, right. Everybody out there kind of feels that way. Yeah. All right. Is that all the fact checks and follow-ups?
That is.
Man, I just overran that.
Well, it was a good transition to your preview.
Good segue. Yeah, as a matter of fact, the first thing I was going to talk about was the first kick of the game was Keyshawn Vaughn getting blown up on Young Ho Koo kick. So, yeah, sum up the game. We kicked their butts. We all saw it. All 22 pretty much verified it. But a few things to point out. Our offensive line played great. I do not know if they're taking male vitality supplements or something. But, I mean, they are just out there beating the mess out of people.
It's all the meat that Jensen has them eating. He's got them all like on the carnivore diet, probably.
I hope he got Donovan Smith back on the carnivore diet. Yeah, I mean, we all saw Donovan Smith throw Stephen Means, just tossed him out of the way and then stood over him. I mean, that happened a lot in this game with just about every...
Didn't you say that this week, that it seemed like they didn't like Stephen Means, like they were picking on him?
Yeah, well... Yeah, like for the first quarter, I'm like, man, they were just targeting him, it looked like. But then as the game progressed, I realized, no, it wasn't just him. It was everybody. Jensen was just, I mean, he must have decleated at least 6 guys.
Oh, my God.
Most I've ever seen him do in a game. I mean, he was just laying guys out. Brady Jarrett laid him out. Stephen Means laid him out. I think everybody on their defensive line, he got him at least once.
He's like chasing people down.
He did literally chase people down. He chased Grady Jarrett one time. Grady Jarrett, he went to block him, and Grady Jarrett ran around the outside edge. And Jensen followed him, and then Jarrett was getting away from him, so Jensen cut back around to the center. No, I can't remember. Anyhow, he chased him around, and then eventually got him right at the end and just nailed him. It was hilarious.
Oh, my God.
I don't think I've ever seen an offensive lineman do that before. So offensive line played really, really, really good. They were aggressive. They were smart.
Oh, did you see that play with Marpet where he looked like he chokeslammed a guy? I don't know if he did.
I didn't see it.
It was at the end of the play.
I looked for it.
We got to go back on the broadcast.
Yeah. Do you remember about what time during the game?
It's the interception. We can find that easy.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. Yeah, he didn't choke slam him. He body slammed him. He got him. He clotheslined him and picked him up and slammed him on the ground. Yeah, it was awesome. And Kappa
Marpet, he's like the nicest guy on the line.
Yeah, and that was 10 yards down the field. The guy intercepted the ball, and Marpet and Kappa immediately ran at him. And I mean, normally you don't see that. Normally whoever intercepts the ball runs the other way. No, this guy never got a chance. I mean, our whole offensive line was charging him. And, Marpet got a hold of him and yoked him and then slammed him to the ground. And Kappa was right there, too. Kappa,
awesome.
I think Kappa, hit him in the back of the head with his elbows. He was going down.
I feel like Kappa's been really quiet this year. Of all the offensive linemen, I haven't noticed him, once.
You mean during the game?
Yeah.
No, I've seen
and I'm not saying that in a bad way necessarily. I think it's just that all the other guys are just doing really good stuff, and you're it's distracting. And I don't think Kappa's messing up, because you don't want to notice the guy that way either. But I do feel like he's been the quietest on the line. Right.
Yeah. You don't want to hear their name during the broadcast.
Yeah.
Because usually that means they got a penalty or they screwed up. Donovan Smith did mess up one time. I think it was Donovan Smith. I'm not sure. It was the only sack of the game that they got on us.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Grady Jarrett. I'm pretty sure it was Grady Jarrett. It might have been Stephen Means. I can't remember. Just came in untouched from the left end. Mm-hmm. And, basically Brady saw him coming and it fell down. The guy kind of just touched him. But Gronk was lined up a couple yards away from Donovan Smith, and I think they got confused in their communication. I think Donovan thought that Gronk was going to down block the guy, and so Donovan Smith shifted over and helped Marpet with a double team, and it left Grady Jarrett just wide open. I mean, he was untouched, just went in. It was definitely a communication issue. I don't know whose fault it was, but either way, Donovan Smith should have looked over and saw that this guy was running untouched.
Coming in, yeah.
We had some great blitz pickups. They couldn't do anything against our offensive line. I mean, we were just beating the crap out of them. I mean, literally beating the crap out of them.
This is why I don't worry about Washington.
No.
Whatsoever.
Right. Yeah, Grady Jarrett's a great defensive lineman. I mean, he's very underrated, I think. Mm-hmm. And we manhandled We literally manhandled them during this game. Let me see. I've got notes here. Kappa's playing mean. He threw down 50. John Kaminsky. Brady had a couple of wide open receivers he didn't see, 84. But it didn't really affect the game, obviously. There was a couple times where I was like, it would have been a better option, but,
We put up 44 points.
I know.
It's like,
But
don't get greedy now, Ralph.
it was
Come on.
actually closer than I thought. Well, they were within 3 points in the fourth quarter. I don't remember
Yeah.
that.
Oh, in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, they got within 3 points. That was twice.
What was the final score? 44 to 27?
44-27, yes.
So we put up that in the fourth quarter? That doesn't seem right. I thought it was like the third quarter.
We got a Sean Murphy Bunting got a fumble. He stripped the ball, got the fumble, and then we were right there. So we just ended up scoring like 2 or 3 touchdowns real quick. Oh, what am I saying? We scored all of our touchdowns quick. I mean, we just get the ball, just go down the field, touchdown. Get the ball, go down the field, touchdown. Yeah, it seemed like there was no resistance. The field was extremely slippery. As a matter of fact, I meant to tally up all the slips that I wrote down, and I didn't even start doing it until the second quarter. And I've got 15 slips listed. This happened a couple years ago when Atlanta played us at home the last game of the season. It was very slippery, and I think I had 28 slips in that game. There was at least 20 in this game. I've got 15 wrote down, but like I said, I didn't start keeping track of it until 12 minutes, 38 seconds into the second quarter. But it was very slippery out there, very slippery. We got to do something about that field, man.
I just have a quick fact check. Yeah, we scored 21 points in the fourth quarter, so 3 touchdowns.
Okay.
Mike slipping and hurting his leg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
But it was the whole field, not just the end zones?
No, it was the whole field. It was slipping everywhere.
It's got to be tough. I mean, we're going to start talking about horticulture. I don't know anything about grass or growing grass, but it just seems like it would be really hard down there to keep the field dry with the amount of rain that they get. It's got to be something you can do, right?
Yeah, well, supposedly they have a top-notch drainage system on that field, but this is way too many times I've watched it play at Raymond James and people are just slipping all over the place. We used to chalk it up. Remember me and you used to chalk it up to bad equipment managers because it seemed like we they didn't have the right cleats on or something. But
yeah,
I think it's just the field. It seems like it's just impossible to get a grip on that field. Yeah, guys were slipping all over the place.
Well, I mean, at a certain point, it is to the fault of the equipment manager because they need to be able to compensate for that. If you know that it's always like that, don't you think you would, get some equipment that would be best suited for it? There's got to be better equipment out there.
Yeah, I don't know. I do not know. JPP was relatively quiet this game. As a matter of fact, I don't think I have him down for not a single play.
Huh.
Yeah, he was just kind of pedestrian, didn't really do a whole lot. It looked like he wasn't really even trying so much. I think he was resting.
That's what I was about to say, because I think this week they've rested him a lot. He's been on the injury report. Let me see. And he didn't practice Tuesday or Wednesday. And then Thursday he was limited. So, yeah, I think it was probably a rest thing.
Yeah, we had a lot of new guys in there. We played O'Connor. We played
Cam Gill.
We played Khalil Davis. We played Nacho. We played somebody else. I can't remember. So I think JPP and Sue, to an extent, we're kind of like, all right, we're going to rest and let y'all do the work this game because we'll let y'all take care of the light work, basically. It seemed like. Well,
it didn't. It didn't mean as much the game. I mean, it kind of did. It did have playoff implications, but it wasn't the end of the world if we lost.
Right.
And I think if the game had gotten too far out ahead of us, that they probably would have kicked it into gear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they weren't ready to go at all. They were just kind of conserving energy.
I mean, they were doing their job.
Yeah.
I mean, Sue ended up making some good plays.
That's just because it's Sue.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of in the middle of the action. JPP can kind of, chill on the outside and just make sure nothing gets by him.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what he did, except for that 62-yard run. And, Sue was there and he just, made some plays, but it didn't look like I think they both, they know what's coming up. They know the playoffs. They know it's a different beast and, it's real easy to get drained quick in the playoffs with your adrenaline and stuff. So I think they were just resting up. Is what it looked like to me anyhow.
Yeah. Sue
did have a series in the second quarter, 8:44, where he basically just took over. He single-handedly. Well, what he like stopped their drive a couple of times and then got a penalty, so gave them a first down, and then he stopped their drive again. It was just like, it's no
just toying with them.
Yeah. Minter played good.
Cool.
I was impressed with Minter.
Good. He'll be ready for this week then.
That's
with
right.
Devin
He's
White
playing.
out.
Yeah, Devin White out. Yeah, I'm not worried about that at all. Not at all. Minter played very good. I mean, his coverage skills not the best in the world, but they're a little bit better than Devin White's.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
He doesn't have the strength that Devin White does, but he's got more. His back pedal speed is fast. He can run backwards as fast as about everybody on the field can run forward. I was like, whoa, check this guy out. And I like that he can back pedal fast. Because these linebackers have to, constantly go back and forth. If they think it's a run at first, they got to move forward, and then when they realize it's not a run, they got to go, oh crap, I got to go back into coverage.
That's a really interesting skill to have for a linebacker. Like, it makes a lot of sense, but it's like, wow, why don't they all do that?
Yeah, right.
You would think that's something, and it's got to be something that he practiced. That's a technique that he's a technician.
Normally,
it's
the cornerbacks that really work on their backpedaling skills, but it looks like he's worked on his quite a bit. But he played well. He's playing hard. He made some really good tackles, and he did some good coverage and stuff. I was impressed with him. So that was good to see. Especially with him going to be playing in the playoffs. We had a couple other linebackers that came in rotation. Let's say 53. I don't remember who that is.
Chappelle Russell?
Yeah, that's right. Very good. Yeah. O'Connor played really good. Wirfs had a couple plays where he got beat.
Really?
Yeah, it was a surprise to me. This was one of his poorer performance games. But, he doesn't get beat like most guys get beat, where it's like all of a sudden they're by him. Yeah. Right.
I hate doing that to Donovan, but it just...
When I say Wirfs got beat, what I'm saying is the guy was able to kind of get beside him a little bit. It's not like when he doesn't get beat like most guys. I mean, somebody's not just going to zip right past Wirfs, it appears.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that all year long where he's gotten just totally whooped and the guys run past him to the quarterback. But he had some stumbles.
Maybe he's tired too.
Yeah. He tried a few cut blocks and they didn't work out too good. He's too big for that, I think. I mean,
he probably falls really slow.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. Everybody just watches him fall down and then jumps over top of him.
It's like watching a kid try to somersault for the first time. You're like, yeah.
Brady played pretty good. He had some very good, accurate throws. He was making good decisions. That's the biggest thing. We'll talk about this in the preview that I'm worried about is Brady not playing at Brady level. That's really the only thing that I think could really hurt us. But we'll talk about that later.
somebody on YouTube asked if we threw more short passes against Atlanta. Like it seemed that way.
Yes. And for some strange reason, I don't know what it was, but at the last quarter, man, we were doing it fast. They were doing it, and it's like we came out and we said, we can do it better. And so we started doing it. And
like chunking it down the field or
no,
throwing the short passes?
Real short passes
Okay.
where we were just turning around and throwing it to a receiver or,
Okay.
a receiver standing there, whatever. They did a lot of that, but it seemed like it started happening back to back. It was like bam, bam, bam. We started doing it. And then the last 3 plays of the game, which I thought this was so cool, besides the victory formation kneel down, was we gave the ball to Antonio Brown. We threw it to him, and then we did 2 shuffle passes to make sure he got his bonus money. He got $250,000 for having it. And that was just so cool. And we did shuttle passes so that to make sure he caught them. They're basically handoffs.
Yeah.
But you just pitch the ball forward a little bit as he's running by. And we did 2 of those. And it was so cool. And we threw it to him once, and it was one of those little short passes. And then we did 2 shuffle passes right back to back to make sure he got his money. That was just really cool. And the guys in the locker room, they came out and immediately threw the ball to Mike Evans, made sure he got his record. They did that with Antonio Brown. There was another one too where
No, they didn't do it for Rojo.
They didn't do it for Rojo. That's true. He needed 22 yards for 1,000. But gosh, there was something else. Some playing time or something. I can't remember. But the guys in the locker room have so much respect for the coaching staff and the ownership for doing that. I mean, it's like they could have very easily, it happens all the time. It's like, oh, he needs 3 passes or he needs 3 catches to make $250,000 bonus. Let's pull him out of the game. Mm-hmm. Stuff like that happens all the time. And for them to go, no, we are going to make sure he gets this. It's just, I bet it really solidified this unit, say, hey, man, these coaches are really behind us. They not only want us to succeed, but they want us to be financially good and make sure we get our bonuses and our records and all that. Rojo
like they're taking care of you.
Right. Yeah, they're looking out for you.
Which I can see, but like, what does that say to Rojo, though? If they do it for everybody else and they do it for a guy who's been on the team less than a year, like, I can see where that wouldn't sit right with you, make you salty for a while.
Well, Rojo didn't have an incentive. It was just a number thing. And it was, I could understand.
Yeah, but Mike's was a number 2.
Right, but that was a history-breaking number.
I know, but...
Right, I know what you're saying, but it seems like there was just too many mouths to feed. Mm-hmm. And
really, 22 yards? We couldn't let Rojo get 22 yards?
Could we have, though? I mean, what do you do to make sure a guy gets 22 yards? It's really, there's nothing you can do. It's really up to him.
Yeah.
And, what if he gets tackled in the backfield, and then next thing you know, it's 27 yards he needs, and then it could just become a thing where you're, it's to me it's a little bit different, but I understand. I'd be upset too if I was Rojo, but not that upset. It's a difference.
I don't know. He's a young guy. I think that he's got less of those. Like Antonio Brown, how many things has he done in his career? My God, they've done a lot of these little things like the 1,000-yard season. So to them, it's not a big deal. But to a guy like Rojo, who might not have as much under his belt, one thing like that might mean a lot. Right.
Well, yeah, this is true. And also, it's going to help him out in his contract coming up.
Right.
You got a 1,000-yard season. You could say that, blah, blah, blah. You get more money. So I understand. But at the same time, I understand the coach's perspective too. You figure, it's not like we pulled Rojo out in the 4th quarter at the beginning of the 4th quarter or something. We played him all the way through the game. And right there at the end, it's like, okay, we need to make sure we wrap this up. Okay, we wrap this up. Let's make sure we get Antonio Brown his 3 catches. Okay, then we're done. And you can't send Rojo out there. It just things could have been disastrous, but bad things could have happened, but they didn't. I don't know. I do think that the locker room is probably much more happier with the coaching staff for them doing that.
Yeah.
Winfield played good. Like to see that. David played good. Linebackers played good.
Cool.
A few breakdowns, but all in all, they played well. Let's see. Yeah, I got that written down. It was a 7:28 in the third quarter. Tom Brady threw an interception.
Oh.
Scotty Miller, that's the one where it popped up.
Yeah.
Landed right in the guy's arm. Ricardo Allen. It's the right place at the right time. Yeah, Marpet body slam tackle. That's what I have written down.
It was awesome.
So, penalties. Not a whole lot to say about that. I give this crew a solid C. There was some holding to start the game with by the Buccaneers. That was uncalled. The linemen.
Probably completely justified, though, if I had to guess.
Let me see. I've got five holds. 2 of them by the Buccaneers that were uncalled, and 1 defensive pass interference by the Buccaneers that was not called. So that's
Who was that on?
SMB.
Oh. I thought it was Dean.
That was towards the end of the game. It was fourth quarter, about 2 minutes left. So that's really probably the best ref crew we've had all year. It's 6 uncalled penalties, 5 holds, 1 defensive pass interference, and 3 of those were against the Bucs. So half of them were against the Bucs. Half of them, it was really good. And there weren't like a whole lot where I was like, man, that was blatantly obvious. I don't know how the refs missed that. So, it was a good game. And the big things I took away from it was how aggressive our offensive line was playing. And it seems like every week they've gotten more aggressive since the bye week. They came out of the bye week and they were starting to play real aggressive. And then this week was definitely the pinnacle of that. They did. I don't know if they don't like the Falcons defensive line or what, but man.
They're mad from week 16 or week 15 when we played them. They were holding a grudge.
Well, they were beating the mess out of them. It was like almost like they were bullying them.
Oh, no.
And the field was real slippery. Those are the real 2 big takeaways I got from this game. Then there's all kinds of stuff, like Brady played well and Minter played well. There wasn't really anybody I was like, he did not play well.
Yeah.
SMB was kind of a little at times, but then other times he played great. He got that strip fumble. That was an awesome play. But he had a couple of pass defenses that were really good. So, it was kind of balanced out with him, but Winfield played great.
SMB's comments after the game were interesting because he credited the coaching staff with not giving up on him. And, he felt like a few times during the season they probably could have or should have. And he was just thankful that they didn't. And he had some opportunities during that game to really make a lot of plays, and he did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what you said about the coaching staff was probably... Seems like it might be spot on.
Huh. He did mess up one time. It didn't hurt us any, but Ridley got behind him in the end zone, and Winfield was back there, but Winfield was covering somebody else, and you could see Winfield telling SMB to back up further to make sure that Ridley's covered, but instead Winfield moved up more, and after the play, you could see Winfield kind of going over to him and pointing in his face and all this. Basically let him know, hey, man, you need to pay attention more to what I was saying. Back up. This guy was wide open in the corner of the end zone. We're lucky Ryan didn't see him. I think he got sacked on that play. So, anyhow, that's my takeaway from the game. We beat the mess out of them. Mm-hmm. Defensive line, they were okay. But like I said, it seemed more like we just let the new guys get frantic on them for a while. The veterans didn't, they were basically holding the line.
Yeah.
And and the new guys were doing all the flailing about. So there we go.
Cool.
Week 17 done, wrapped up. Season.
It makes me so sad. I
I
get
know.
sad about it.
Yeah,
It was a good season, you know?
it's a great
It
season.
was crazy. It was just, I can't wait to do a year in review. Like, we have some content for the off season planned out. And so I'm excited to look back at the season. And
Yeah, it's going to be a trip. A lot of stuff, it's so weird how, it's just 17 weeks ago or
I know.
whatever. And we'll go back and we're like, oh, you remember that? You remember when everybody was bitching about Brady? We're talking about how Brady and Arians weren't getting along. Where'd that come from? What happened to that? Or remember when we weren't throwing to the tight ends enough? You remember that?
Yeah.
And we started off. It was kind of tough there for a while. Brady and the receivers weren't in sync, and there were some mistakes made. And I was thinking, by week 3 or 4, Brady was keeping up with Winston in the interception category. And I was like, this could be a disaster.
Yeah. Well, like the first game, right? He threw a pick 6.
Yeah.
Wasn't that his first play? I don't know.
I don't think it was his first play. But
Yeah.
It was close enough.
Yeah.
Very, very Winston-like.
Yeah. And, you're kind of having a little bit of buyer's remorse by that point. You're like, well.
Yeah. Well, in this game, I think there was 1, maybe 2 miscommunications between him and the receiver. And one, I want to say both of them were Antonio Brown, but they had one listed down as Gronkowski on one. So Gronkowski and Antonio Brown, the 2 guys that are new to this system.
Oh.
But they didn't hurt us any. I mean, yeah, you look at us at the beginning of the season where we were, not connecting. Remember when we were not scoring any points in like the whole first half or the first quarter? Now we're unstoppable. There's nobody.
The slow starts. We got off.
Yeah, remember the slow start?
That was like 3 weeks ago. I was like, no, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
When you put up like 40 points a game, you don't even think about starting slow.
Yeah. We're unstoppable on offense. Nobody's going to be able to stop us. That's going to be the key going all the way through this playoff experience. Is our offense. You got to stay on point. If they keep doing what they're doing, playing like they can, like they have been, there's nobody in the league that can stop us. Not even close. I can't think of anybody that's got a defense that can stop this mess. I don't even know if it's humanly possible. We were saying that at the beginning of the year, even before the season, that this offense is going to be unstoppable. And, that was back when we were saying we don't even need a running game. Now we got a running game.
I know. Rojo's doing great.
Yeah. And it's actually kind of scary. I'd be scared. I'd be scared if I was Washington. They got to be looking at this. Yeah. They got to be looking at this game film going, how the hell are we going to stop this? There's no way. There's no way. The only chance they have to stop our offense is if Brady is not having an accurate day. That's the only chance they got. If he throws a little bit off, throws a few bad balls or whatever, then that's the chance they got. But I don't think that's going to happen. Okay. So that's the wrap up for the Atlanta game, and that wraps up our regular season. It's kind of sad.
I know.
But it's happy at the same time because we're going to the playoffs.
I know. What a great season, guys.
Yeah, it's been an awesome season.
2020 has sucked in a lot of ways, but the Buccaneers really came through for us.
We're like us and the Browns.
Well, I know.
Buccaneer fans and Browns.
Like the world had to fucking fall apart for the Bucs and the Browns to both have a successful season.
Maybe that's why it's going to fall apart because but yeah, the only people that are happy on the planet right now are Buccaneer and Brown fans. As it should be.
Yes. Great point.
All right, so we got some news for you. What you got, Molly?
We do. Okay, the best news probably is that on Wednesday we activated Shaq from the COVID list. So he will be playing Saturday. And he'll be playing.
Which that reminds me, the game is Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on CBS. right? Chris Collinsworth is.
No, he's NBC.
Well, then it's NBC then.
Okay. Ugh.
Yeah, I know. We got Chris Collinsworth.
That's why we gotta go to a bar so we don't have to fucking listen to him. Be on mute. Okay, we released your boy Mazzy Wilkins from the practice squad, and then we added running back CJ Procees. I don't know how to say his name.
I didn't even realize Mazzy was still on the practice squad.
I didn't either. We had a bunch of roster moves today. LaShawn McCoy is now out due to illness on Saturday. And then linebacker Chappelle Russell was waived, the guy that you liked.
Really?
Yeah. And then we had 4 elevations from the practice squad. Linebacker. Oh, this is another one. We signed Dayon Buchanan again. Money backer. And, well, we signed him into the practice squad. I know.
Oh, okay. So we waived
Chappelle Russell.
And brought.
And then, yeah. So, and then we signed Dayon Buchanan to the practice squad, and then we elevated him from the practice squad. And we also elevated Ted Larson, Benning Pato Pato and cornerback Herb Miller. We elevated all of them today.
Huh.
Our practice squad protections for the game are kicker Greg Joe. I didn't even know that they were still doing this, but Greg Joseph, Ted Larson, Herb Miller, and Benny Patoa. But all these guys, we elevated them, so why bother protecting them? I don't understand that. Anyway. After last week's performance, Ryan Suckup won the NFC Special Teams Player of the Week for the second time this season, which is the first player in franchise history to do so. And he also set a...
First special teams player.
Yeah. And he also set the franchise record single season scoring record. So we finally have a kicker.
It's been nice.
I know. Did we break the Matt Bryant curse?
Yes, it's done.
It's done. We
done.
never have to talk about that again.
Feels good. You know we'll talk about it again.
I know. This is why 2020 is so great. And we broke the Matt Bryant curse. Ever the optimist. Oh, here's some sad news. No, I'll go happy and then... No, I'll do sad first, then end on happy. Todd Bowles is going to interview for the Falcons head coaching job next week.
Even if we win and we got another playoff game, he's going to go and interview with Atlanta. That's messed up, man.
I don't know. I don't know if he is. Maybe.
Why is he going to Atlanta?
I know Atlanta. Of all places.
I'll be mad.
Me
I don't
too.
want to dislike Todd Bowles.
I know, me neither. Why do all our old coaches go to Atlanta?
Sloppy seconds.
Sloppy seconds. Although we did get Mike Smith, too. Answer Cutter really was sloppy seconds. So it's like sloppy thirds at this point. Right?
The visual, I don't even want to go there.
Okay. All right, happy note. Rondé Barber and John Lynch were named Hall of Fame finalists. So the final decision will be made via virtual meeting on January 19th. They're not doing the in-person vote for obvious reasons. So hopefully this will be their year. 2020 or 21.
So what do you think you think they'll make it? I don't.
I don't know. I don't even care.
John
about
Lynch
the Hall of
is
Fame
what, his 7th or 9th year as being qualified?
I don't follow it close enough to know what the trends are or, how people, I mean, if it's anything like the regular, the Pro Bowl vote or the All Pro or the Rookie of the Year or any of that nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
No, they won't, because the Bucs always get gypped.
Yeah. Well, that's the AP All Pro thing. That just goes to show that these journalists, reporters, whatever you want to call sports writers. How about that? Don't know crap about football.
They don't watch it.
They don't watch it. Not a single Buccaneer made the All-Pro team this year. What?
I know.
That's insane.
Are you insane?
That is insane. Insane. I could list off 10 that could be on there. Mm-hmm. It really is insane. I mean, for Shaq Barrett, Tom Brady? Come on.
I know.
Mike Evans?
Yeah.
He just broke the record for almost 1,000-yard season. Insane. Well, hey, they got mouths to feed too, I guess. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. I really don't. I saw that and I was like, I don't even want to know who they picked.
I know.
Because
that's how I feel
bullshit.
too. Because then you'll start researching them and then you'll hate them. You're just going to point out how stupid they are and that they never should have made it. All right. Speaking of never should have made it, let's move on to the Washington football team preview.
What'd you say?
I said, speaking of never should have made it.
Oh, yeah, Washington. Let me see. Let me. I've got some notes here real quick.
Right.
Ron Rivera, the Bruce Arians has played him in the playoffs before. Lost to him in 2014 playoffs when he was head coach of the Cardinals, and Rivera was the head coach of the Panthers, the Kittens.
Well, BA pointed out that they had a fourth-string quarterback by that point.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that was a disaster for them. They really collapsed there in the playoffs. We got. Let me see. I was looking at a chart, week 17 NFL tiers. They looked at all the defensive points per play and the offensive points per play, and they made a chart, this graph showing where teams land. It was the y-axis. Which one is this? X?
That's Y.
Okay.
X is across.
Across. The y-axis, it was defensive points per play, and the x-axis was offensive points per play. And they showed where each team stands in there. Naturally, the Jets were way at one end, down at the bottom. And the Green Bay Packers were all the way to the right, but midway up between defensive point per play. The Rams are at the highest defensive points per play. They have the least scoring, or the defense that allows the least points. And then there's Pittsburgh, then the Redskins, and then us in New Orleans. We are exactly tied.
Really?
And offensive points per game, we beat them.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's only 1, 2, 3, 4 teams that beat us in EPA offensively, and that's the Bills, Kansas City, Tennessee, and Green Bay. Which Tennessee, you're like, what?
And that's interesting because we haven't seen the Saints since week 9. So before that point and up to that point, including that point, we were not playing well, as far as an offense goes, and it's really clicked. So for us to not only improve so much that we reached the Saints level, but we exceeded them in that 7-8 weeks.
Yes.
Whoa. That makes me not as worried about seeing them in the playoffs.
No, I kind of want to, just to get some revenge. It'd be so sweet.
I know, knock them out of the playoffs. Well, we might get the chance next week. Well, probably not. Maybe.
Wouldn't that be something?
We'll see. I want to see the other teams playing. The schedule. I don't know who's playing tomorrow. Besides us, I don't really care. But I'm curious to see all the other NFL or the NFC teams that we could potentially meet. how they'll, how they fare, what they look like coming into the playoffs. I don't think anyone looks as good as we do coming into the playoffs. Okay,
No.
Tomorrow we'll also see the Rams at Seattle at 4. That's the 4:00 game.
Okay. So you need to pay attention to that one.
Yeah, definitely. Because we could play Seattle, I think, maybe. Depending on how it goes. And then the Bears and Saints play on Sunday. And then the AFC games. I haven't paid any attention to them all season.
AFC?
Yeah, the AFC. So we have the Colts at Bills is the 1:00 game tomorrow. I'll probably clean the house during that. And then the Sunday, it's the Ravens and Titans and Browns and Steelers. So it'll be a heavy AFC game Sunday.
Bucks were second in the NFL in touchback percentage.
Like other teams?
Bradley Pinion kicked the ball into the end zone
Okay.
where they couldn't field it. Yeah. Yeah, he almost always kicks it out of the end zone.
See, our special teams are a mess, but at least we've got...
Yeah, no, I mean, our kicking game is great.
Yeah.
You know, ain't got a problem with our punter.
Suck up and Bradley Pinion.
Yeah. It's just the blocking and tackling guys.
Yeah. The returns.
Let me see. According to Greg Allman, Bucks were just one of 6 NFL teams to give up a punt return touchdown this season, but we're also one of just 9 teams to block a punt. That's crazy.
Oh.
There's only 9 blocked punts this year, or 9 teams that blocked punts.
I don't remember blocking.
Patrick O'Connor did it.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. A few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Recently.
Pinion had only 2 touchbacks on punts all year. Only Ravens, who had 1, had fewer among NFL teams. So, not bad. Not too bad. NBC, yes, Chris Collinsworth. He's going to be.
Was he with Al Michaels?
Yeah.
Al's still on there, right?
The Buccaneers, we will be wearing red jerseys with pewter pants. That's what we won the Super Bowl with.
I like that look. It's a good look.
Yeah, it's everybody's favorite look. Right?
Yeah.
It's
a very clean look.
Yeah. Most playoff wins by a quarterback back since 1950. Tom Brady is leading that with 30. The second place quarterback is Joe Montana, Hall of Famer Joe Montana, with 16. So Brady is almost doubled, and he's going to double this year. Joe Montana's. Peyton Manning is coming in third place with 14, and he's tied with Terry Bradshaw and John Elway. Tom Brady's just insanely good.
I know. That's incredible. Just everything he does is like record setting.
I know. What's up? What's up with that?
What's up?
He done found the elixir of youth or something.
I know.
He's made a deal with the devil, I bet.
It's that TB12.
I'm gonna have to get me some TB12.
I know. Something. You get a supermodel wife and millions of dollars. That's
how it works, right?
I know.
You just do what a successful person does, and you too will be successful. Okay, let's talk about the Washington football team. Okay. They suck. I'm not gonna lie. It's even debatable if they're the best team in the sucky NFC East. You know, they got in because Philadelphia wanted a higher draft pick.
They quit.
Because Philadelphia purposely threw their game. That's the only reason why Washington got in. Washington isn't even better than the New York Giants. New York Giants should be in there, but because Philadelphia decided, yeah.
When you look at the teams that they've played and
that's what I was getting ready to say.
Okay.
Yeah. I was going to go through the list here.
They're 7-9. They won against the Eagles twice.
The
The Cowboys twice.
The Cowboys twice.
The Bengals.
the Bengals,
The Steelers.
the Steelers. I think that's the only winning team they beat this year.
And the 49ers.
And the 49ers.
Yeah. I think the 49ers are 6-10.
Is that 8? We did this the other
Yes.
night where we were missing one.
No, that's it.
So anyhow, yeah, here's who they played. Here's who they played this year. Philadelphia. Because I was going through the All-22, and I was like, I'm going to try and find a team that's similar to us, which is actually pretty hard to do because we're just so awesome. And then I was like, I went through and I went, good grief, there's not even a good team on here. They got the easiest schedule of anybody. It couldn't have been no easier if they had to have played the Jets 18 times a week.
I know.
I mean, they start off with Philadelphia, and then they played Arizona, and then Cleveland, then Baltimore, then the Rams, then the Giants, then Dallas, then the Giants, then Detroit, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, San Francisco, Seattle, Carolina, Philadelphia. I mean, good Lord.
I know. And they lost to the Panthers and the Lions and the Giants twice.
They lost to the Lions and the Giants twice.
I know.
I mean,
And the Panthers. Football math.
Football math. Yeah, we've got this. I mean, good Lord. I don't think. Yeah, they won against one team with a winning record. How many teams did they play that ended up with a winning record? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did Arizona have a winning record? 6. So 6 teams. They played 6 teams with
I
winning
think Arizona
records.
was 8-8 or something.
So maybe even not even Arizona. So
Maybe
maybe
not.
5 teams with a winning record. And it's not like, I don't know, man.
Everyone keeps talking about their defensive line and
Well, of course they're going to look good when you're playing Philadelphia and
yeah, no kidding.
Cincinnati and Detroit. And good Lord, our defensive line looked awesome against Detroit. Oh my gosh. I don't know.
Well,
I'm not worried about this game at all.
But will hubris be your downfall, Ralph?
No. Pride before a fall. Pride cometh before a fall. Is that what they say? No. They're talking about Alex Smith might not play because of, what'd you say, a knee calf injury? Yeah, he's going to play. He's going to play. They'll probably they switch quarterbacks out a little bit.
Yeah, they
were
have that
talking
other
about doing
guy, Heineke. Yeah, Alex Smith is officially listed as questionable.
that. Oh my God, if they play Heineke, man. I don't
He's not that bad. Did you watch him?
Yeah. I mean, right, exactly. He's not that good either. He's just a dude.
Yeah.
He could beat us. I mean, no pedestrian, just dudes are going to beat this football team. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen.
Listen, and they keep talking about Alex Smith like he's like this stud who is turning the team around. Let me go through what Alex Smith has done with this team this year. He's played in 8 games. He averages 198 yards a game. He's got 6 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. So he's thrown more interceptions than he has touchdowns. He's been sacked 22 times in 8 games. And he's got a rating of 78.5. He started for the first week in week 10, the loss to Detroit, or he came in week 10. Wait, started first in week 10. I don't know. I can't remember.
I can't remember. Maybe came back in week 10.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't.
No, he did start in week 10 because they played Kyle Allen for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And he went on IR because, that's Ron Rivera's guy from the Panthers. They traded for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went on IR. So I think that Alex Smith did come in week 10 during the loss to Detroit. And then he's only started 5 games since then. And Washington won all of them. So they're like...
I thought he was 4-1.
No, yeah. So he...
Yeah. So they're acting like he's going to come in and be Superman all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And they say, he went 4-1 in his 5 games. Yeah, but look who he played. The Lions, Cincinnati, Dallas, Giants. Good Lord.
I know. I know. Listen. Okay, so their offense gave up 50 sacks this season. They're 29th in the league. They're 30th in yards and 31st in yards per play.
Yeah, and this is when stats can really screw you because, they talk about their defense. Their defense is pretty good. And, yeah, they're like third in the league and everything. But again, look who they played. Mm-hmm. They're not out there beating up on, the Tom Brady's and the Aaron Rodgers and the
Drew Breeses
and who else did we play this year? Patrick Mahomes's. And no, they're beating up on. Who is Philadelphia's quarterback? Does anybody know? Is it Baltimore quarterback? Yeah, Baltimore's really known for great offensive quarterback play. The Giants, Dallas, with old Ginger Dude, and when Ginger Dude wasn't in there, who was it that filled it? Didn't they have like a quarterback that like a wide receiver? No, that was another team. They had to go out and get somebody when Ginger Dude got hurt, right?
I don't even remember.
And it's like, man, come on. San Francisco, what are they down to their third, fourth string quarterback too? I could probably feel a good defense playing against these offenses.
Well, in their defensive line, I'm like, okay, so maybe they're good. Statistically, like you said, like
right.
They're really high. They have 4 players with 5+ sacks. Their defense is ranked second and gave up the 4th fewest points. But again, quality of the opponent. Mm-hmm. But then you look at, our offensive line and you're like, they've allowed 22 sacks this season. You're like, yeah, you're not getting, you might get 1, maybe.
You might even get more than 1, but it's not like you're going to be back there harassing Brady the whole time.
I know. Like he's never seen a defense like this in his 20 years.
Yeah. And you got Chase Young. Now, Chase Young is, he's probably going to be a really good player in the league. He reminds me of Clowney in that he's just naturally big and fast and proportionate, but he's young. He's got a ton of energy, but he's frantic, and I really want to see him going up against Donovan Smith. Orris is not going to have any problem with him at all, but I want to see him going up against Donovan Smith, who's kind of the slow, lumbering giant, going against this athletic young guy who's frantic all over the place and just, and he does a lot of silly stuff. I was watching him. I'm like, what? Why would he do that? But he's just, he's young. He's just got energy. He's just spinning and jumping and flapping and all that good stuff.
You're going to tell your racquetball story because this will explain why Donovan is like the perfect matchup for him.
Yeah. I know. It was proven to me, and I think we talked about this on here before.
Probably,
but,
yeah. But
there's an old saying in boxing. You box a fighter and you fight a boxer. You don't go at somebody's strength. You attack their weaknesses. If they're really good at something, you do the exact opposite. Blah blah blah. But yeah, I was in a racquetball tournament one time. I was really good at racquetball, and I was undefeated. And I played against this guy who, if he had just learned how to play racquetball, it hadn't been too short of a time that he had been playing.
You had played racquetball since you were like a teenager.
Yeah, I'd been playing racquetball for a long time. And so we get in this tournament, and I was undefeated. I was, moving up the brackets and everything. And I played this guy, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be a cakewalk. And this guy beat the mess out of me. And the way he beat me, because I was real fast, and, I like to speed the game up and do a lot of backhands and, just power the ball and all this stuff.
You're very agile, too.
Yeah.
So it's like you can move fast.
Right. And so that was my game. I was just fast and hard hitting and all that good stuff. And this guy comes into the damn court and he just starts lobbing the ball. He slowed the game down so fast that I literally couldn't function properly. and he beat me. I was so mad. And at this point in my racquetball quote career, I hadn't been beaten in years. And this guy beat me. And he beat me in front of a bunch of people too, because everybody was like, but actually, no, it wasn't that time when everybody was like, whoa, oh my gosh, he got beat. And so the next time me and him played, we played again. It was a thing. There was like a huge crowd of people watching. And this guy did the same damn thing.
And you knew it was coming.
Yeah, I'd hit the ball as hard as I could. He'd get over. He wouldn't even run over to the ball. He just kind of let it come to him, and then he would. It was like he was playing badminton. He would just lob it up in the air, and it just frustrated me so bad. And he ended up beating me again. He didn't win against anybody that whole tournament except me, and he beat me twice. I didn't lose to anybody else. I didn't win the tournament, and I was his only 2 wins. And it was just the difference in our play style.
There's a yin and a yang,
Yeah.
Push and pull.
And I had never played anything like that, but you could bet your sweet butt I practiced against it for a long time thereafter. I miss racquetball. I wish racquetball was still a thing. Ugh. Anyhow, yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see with Chase Young and Donovan Smith going at each other because they're totally opposite styles.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it'll probably be a wash. I don't know. I think Donovan will probably get the best of him. Chase is going to beat him a few times. But, he switches sides like most defensive ends do. I've seen games where he plays predominantly on the left. I've seen games where he plays predominantly on the right. So we'll see. He's not going to want to go up against worse, though.
I mean, does it seem like they game plan for certain matchups or?
I don't know. Don't know. I haven't delved enough into their film which is, you would think I would with the playoffs coming up. I'd be really into it, but I've been kind of distracted this week. Stuff going on, a few things here and there. So yeah, I'm quite confident that you look at all position groups, our tight ends. We're just, what are they going to do? Can you even name a Redskins linebacker? No.
Right. And that's the thing, aside from their defensive line, have you heard of anyone in the rest of their defense?
Right.
I mean,
there probably is. Some people are out there probably going, "You've never heard of so and so and so."
I know.
But yeah, we live in Redskins territory. We know a couple of people who are Redskins fans.
To be Redskins fans.
Right. Yeah, they claim to be. They probably are now. And they're probably wearing some Redskins gear. Who knows? Redskins. I keep saying Redskins.
I know.
Get banned from something.
Probably.
It is habit. Good Lord, I've grown up.
I know.
It's been
yeah
almost 50 years I've been saying that. Now I got to stop. Okay, we got Chase Young, Deron Payne. It is cool. Payne, Chase, and Sweat. Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen. Their linebackers are Cole Holcomb, John Bostic, Kevin Pierre-Louis, Kaliki Hudson, Mikael Kendrick. I don't know any of these people.
I don't
David
either.
Smith, yeah.
Not even their starters.
John Bostic sounds familiar, but he's only been in the league for 2 years.
Apparently, Wirfs went up against Sweat in college a few years ago, 2018. And he said he remembered the guy had a quick get off and long arms, I think is what he said.
He's got that length.
The length, yeah. Yeah, like that. But when they were talking about the quick get off, it reminded me of McCoy. That's what they always said about him, too.
John Bostic's been in the league for 8 years.
Oh.
Yeah, he was signed.
You would think we would have heard of him.
Well, he's played with everybody. He played with Buffalo, New England, Detroit, Indianapolis, Pittsburgh, Washington. Yeah. So I know the name's familiar. We'll see. And our receivers, come on. There's
I mean
you've got to have super elite cornerbacks to stop them, and
they don't even have one. Do they?
Kendall Fuller. I mean, is he Ronald Darby? Jimmy Moreland, Danny Johnson. They have a rookie starting at safety, strong safety. Goodness, this is going to be a slaughter. I think the most popular player on the Washington's football team is their punter. I'm serious. Tressway, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's hugely popular with the fan base. So, I mean, what's that say? Whatever.
Oh, gosh.
Ryan Kerrigan's still. I didn't know Ryan Kerrigan was still on the team. He's good. He is good.
What is he again?
But he's behind Chase Young, defensive end.
Yeah. So how is he?
They must.
How good is he?
They switched. Yeah. Right.
If they're drafting somebody for your position,
Well,
they're looking to upgrade.
It's Ron Rivera's team. He's going to play the people he likes.
Yeah.
They must have switched from a 3-4 to a 4-3 because I don't know. See, that's how little I know about the Redskins. Their defensive coordinator is Jack Del Rio.
Yeah. Which Brady is like 9-1 against Jack Del Rio defenses.
I think everybody is. It's like North Turner. Is North Turner on this team? No, he used to coach the football team.
Wasn't he their offensive? No, he was Ron Rivera's offensive coordinator, right?
Is he still?
I don't know. Did Ron?
Oh no, at Carolina.
Yeah, Carolina.
God, he's always been so horrible. I don't know. I don't want to say horrible, but he's definitely a horrible head coach. No doubt about that.
Yeah.
But
he's like a mediocre coordinator.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, I don't know if they win. It's because Tom Brady has an aneurysm on the field. An asteroid has to hit somewhere close by. Something. I mean, really, seriously. I mean, I'm being funny, but I'm dead serious.
We got to go out. And here's what I want to do. I want to live tweet all the Redskins fans. I mean, the football team fans in the bar.
Show them.
We'll do like a time
Do
lapse.
it before and after.
Yeah. Is that mean? That's mean.
I would be surprised to see any Redskins fans out and about. I would be.
I know. There are probably one or two, probably as many Buccaneers fans as there are.
We'll see.
Football team fans.
Yeah. And, as far as their wide receiver core, they got Terry McLaurin and
their second leading receivers, their tight end.
Right. That was my point.
Yeah.
I'm saying their receiving core consists of Terry McLaurin and.
Well, I don't even know who he is.
He's just some dude that's been catching passes.
I know. How bad is that? And I think being in Redskins country and kind of having it forced on you, or football team country, and having it forced on you, it's like your brain rebels and rejects it. I will not care. I cannot.
So Logan Thomas is their second leading.
Yes.
Now, see, that's not good for us because our linebacker core is a little weak in the coverage area, but
okay, but listen, he's only got 670 yards on the season, so it's not even that much, and 6 touchdowns.
Yeah. What? Right. I mean, they could. We just played the Atlanta Falcons, who have one Matt Ryan, Ridley. Gosh, who else do they got? They got a good group of wide receivers.
Gage.
Gage. They got a good crew of tight ends. They got Luke Stocker and all these guys.
First.
Yeah, and they got 27 points on us. We got 44. Okay. I don't think the Washington football team is going to score 27 points on us. Mm-mm. They're not even near the offense that Atlanta fields. And we're going to score 44 points. So, I mean, there's nobody on their team that can score 4 touchdowns. I don't even think they have a quarter. They could put 2 quarterbacks out there at the same time, and I don't think they could score 4 touchdowns on us.
Okay. But their defense ranked second, and they gave up the 4th fewest points per game. So they gave up 20.6 points a game. I mean, they held Seattle to 20 points.
Right. And let's look at Seattle. Where's Seattle on? Okay, they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th in the league in offense. Mm-hmm. Is that right? Something of that nature, right? That's the highest team they played offensively this year. We played the Kansas City Chiefs, the Green Bay Packers, the New Orleans Saints, the Rams. I mean, we played a lot of high-powered offensive teams, and our defense is still up there. Their defense is only up there because they played crappy teams. You know, the Eagles and the Giants. Come on, man. The Bengals
and they lost to the
Dallas?
Giants twice. They lost to the Giants.
They lost to the Giants twice, and
Yeah.
the Giants are 1, 2, 3, 4th worst in the league offensively. Shit, man. Our defense would be awesome if we played those teams. All right, we've gone way over. We've sat here crapped on Washington. Not long enough. I was going to say long enough, but no, we haven't. But our time's run out. We're an hour and 60 minutes in. So
Okay, can I run through the injury report real quick?
oh, good Lord, do it quick.
Oh, good Lord. Okay, Carlton Davis has the groin injury, did not practice Tuesday, but he was limited the rest of the week, and he's questionable for the game. I think BA has said that he's kind of a game time decision.
Who is this?
Carlton Davis.
I thought he was coming back.
Yeah, I think so. That's kind of the impression that I got, but I think they said he was going to make a final decision like day of. Mike Evans, he didn't practice Tuesday or Wednesday, and he was limited Thursday, so he's officially listed as questionable. Ronald Jones was a full participant in practice all week. Jeremiah Ledbetter has been ruled out.
Oh, man.
I know.
Yeah, that's right.
LaShawn McCoy is out with an illness. JPP, he didn't practice Tuesday or Wednesday, and then Thursday he was limited, but I think it's just a rest thing. And then Sue, he sat out Thursday. He always gets a rest day, so I think that was related to that. He is not listed on the injury report. The football team, defensive tackle Jonathan Allen, that was not injury related, did not practice Tuesday, but participated the rest of the week. Linebacker Thomas Davis has a knee injury, and he did not practice all week. He is out. Cornerback Kendall Fuller has a knee injury. He did not practice Tuesday, was limited Wednesday, and a full participant on Thursday. He's not listed on the injury report. Running back Antonio Gibson has a toe injury. He did not practice Tuesday. He was limited Wednesday and Thursday, and he is questionable officially. Terry McLaurin with an ankle injury did not practice Tuesday. I know, these are all their starters.
They don't want to play us.
I don't think so. Tuesday, he did not practice. Wednesday, he was limited. Thursday, he was limited. And then, so his game status is questionable. Linebacker Kevin Pierre-Louis has an ankle injury. He was limited all week. He is questionable. Guard Brandon Scherf has a shoulder injury. He was limited Tuesday and Wednesday, and then full participant Thursday. And Alex Smith did not practice Tuesday. He was limited Wednesday and Thursday, and he is questionable officially. So there we go.
There you go. A lot of people hurt.
Yep.
Hey, we're going to have Shaquille Barrett back. That's all I care about.
I know, me too. All right, Ralph. Do you want to do score predictions?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Oh, let me see. What did I say last week? 40?
You
3rd
said
and 5 for the
41 to
Eagles.
30.
2 of 2 so far on 3rd. It's Wentz. Pump fakes and in trouble and fumble.
What was that?
I had a window pop up.
Oh.
That's a stupid NFL.com site. I hate their website. I really do.
Do I sound normal to you? Because you're all garbled to me. And I don't know if it's the headphones.
Okay, score predictions. I'm going to go with, I don't know, let's keep it in. We're not going to score 40 points again, I don't think. I'm going to say 30, 35 us. I'll give them 17.
That's what I was going to say.
Really? 35-17 is what you were thinking?
I was thinking maybe 38.
Go with 38.
I'll say 38-15. That's my score prediction.
Damn. Sounds good to me, man. The wisdom of the crowds. We got to be right.
I know.
All right, guys. Big game tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Everybody be excited, man. Let's get that positive energy out there in the universe. Just think about beating the football team. The football team. I wonder what the name's going to be next year. Are they going to come up with a name next year? I wouldn't. I'd just be like, screw it. We're going to be the football team forever. We are I'd capitalize the in big, bold letters. The football team. So you got to say it like that. Washington, the football team.
I like it.
Yeah.
You should put that in. Like
I want them
as
to
a
do
suggestion.
WTF because every time I see their thing, that's what I think.
Me too.
WFT, WTF.
That's how their fans have to feel.
Right. Yeah, no shit. All right. Guys, here it is. 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Be there. Let's do this. Till next time.
Go Bucks.